I asked my toddler something, and if that were me back then, I would be so triggered. I would freak out and defend myself, defend myself in some way. I just asked him, what what does he think his mom's job is? I was asking him about, what's your dad's job? What's his work? What does he do? Because we were playing pretend that I was a stranger, and he asked me to ask him questions. So I said, where are your parents? What are they doing? What's their job? And he said his father does trading and all of that. And I said, how about your mom? Does she work? He said, yeah. I said, what's her work? He said, videoing. I said, okay. What videoing? Videoing she. I said, you mean videoing herself? Okay. What does she do? Videos and scrolling through my phone. That is so funny. And I asked him, really? Okay, so that's what you think? That's your mom's job? And he said, her job is to love me. Hmm. And I love that. Back then, if I heard that, I would be so defensive and like, what do you mean? I'm working, this is my job. I don't know if I would, but I feel like I feel like I would react that way and say something like, no, your mom's job is like this, I do this, blah blah blah, because I would be so focused on what other people would think if they heard that. But now I want my children, I want my sons to see that I am living a soft life, because I want them to someday become a man who leads in their masculine and allows women to be feminine. I teach them how to open doors for me, even when I can, even when I can reach it. Even if he's younger than me, he's smaller than me, he knows that whenever I'm in front of the door, he opens it for me. Because that's how I want them to become. I don't want their partners to come running to me and asking me, what can I do? Your son has been so childlike, and I'm so tired. I'm giving up on your son. I don't want that. I don't want that for them. I used to I used to think that the way the way Sasha is treated in the family should also be how my boys are treated. But it's not. And now I let them see how Sasha is a princess. I mean, of course, she's responsible. She does help in the household and everything, but when something needs to be done, we ask the guys first. And of course, Sasha doesn't have to be asked, she just does. Because she's that kind of woman. That's how we are raising her. She sees that also with her mom, and she was trained that way. She's an ate and she knows that. But my boys, I don't want them to be mama's boys. I mean, of course, they're my boys, but I don't want them to be acting like spoiled men when they grow up and let women lead for them. Just no. I want them to see that their father works and he is respected. I teach them to respect their father. I used to struggle with really being scared about my children's future because there were times when I didn't like how things were at home, and I was very fearful of what if they become like us. But I'm so glad that we are now in a different place. Very far from that. And it's because my partner and I, we really worked together to bring us together, to work on our families. And of course it's not perfect, but I like how I see my sons now. One of the greatest gifts that I have received from my partner is him being a good provider, a good father, and a very patient and loving partner. And that's not something money can buy. It's just something a man is. So it's not impossible. Everything is possible.